I need to address the underlying issue with this matchup. And that is the power gap between what we see in the Doom games and what we experience through power scaling. Because if we're going by power scaling, the Doomslayer is easily one of the most powerful beings in all of fiction. Easily able to reach multiversal, outerversal levels of strength and speed and endurance. And this is where the case comes, why even do this fight if it's going to be that much of a curb stomp? However, having thought about and let the thought cook in my mind a little bit, I've come to discover and realize that this isn't as clear-cut a matchup as many people might think, and I dare even say Master Chief actually does hold a few advantages if you're willing to hear me out. Of course you are, because that's why you're here. As you all know, Master Chief and the Doomslayer have already fought. Well, kind of. Back in Death Battle's original first season, it was the Doom Guy, not the Doomslayer. If we taught Doom Guy to do nothing but kill demons for 1,000 years, this guy is a beast, both on and off the planes of hell, where he just thrives just in pure all-out brutality and destruction. Whereas Master Chief, he's the tactical soldier. He's a warrior. He thinks, he plans, he strategizes his attacks. And a lot of people, justifiably so, think that this will be a one-sided matchup, as I just said. But again, I do not think this is going to be the case, and I'm going to be taking the time here to make the case for Master Chief. And we're going to go by the logic that we've seen Death Battle use so far in this season thus far, which I'm personally a fan of, where they take these key factors that they decide who wins and who loses in these matchups. You see these being things like strength, durability, speed, tactics, and arsenal, and what do you know? These are the factors that I'm going to go with. Now, strength. Obviously, the Doomslayer. If you're going by lore, then there's no chance Master Chief would ever stand a chance in a sheer fist fight, let alone an arm wrestle with the Doomslayer. The Doomslayer's just going to rip him apart right there on the hellish soil, whatever passes for terrain in 8th Circle of Hell, which Master Chief would be suffering in if he were trapped with the Slayer. Durability is an interesting case, and I can honestly make the case to go either way. I think the Doomslayer initially has a lot of advantages. He's able to take a lot of abuse and a lot of damage, especially fighting in hell for so long. But his armor, I'm not sure. It was able to take the impact of being shot out of the big fucking gun 10,000 in Doom Eternal, or was it Doom 2016, and cratering a large portion of Mars. I'm sure the lore has a lot more impressive stuff and unquantifiable and immeasurable stats to go with it, but I'm just going on what I see in the games. Master Chief, on the other hand, he survived a gravity well when he was being pulled into Requiem from Halo 4. And that's no small feat in of itself. He did survive re-entry, and he has done so on multiple occasions. Having said that, I think there's more to this category of durability than simply who can survive impacts from seemingly unsurvivable distances, because we gotta now factor in things like power-ups, and for this matchup I'm factoring what is available in the campaigns. The Overshield, as well as the Invincibility power-up from Halo 3, the thing that made every Brute Chieftain so shiny and made me cry because on Legendary they were that much of a pain to try and put down. And then we look at the Doomslayer, who also has Invincibility, and both these factors are brief, so I think they kind of cancel each other out, depending on who uses it first. Also, Master Chief has shields. He has an energy shield which will regenerate over time, and the Overshield will add to that shield. He also has drop down and deployable covers which can take some abuse. So this makes the idea of durability a little more tricky, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if the Doomslayer actually has shields. I think he does. But I think Master Chief's shield generation and regeneration in this instance would be better than the shields that the Doomslayer has. This isn't to discount the Mars feat from the Doomslayer, but I think it is sort of a close call to make. I can easily understand why it would go either way. Arsenal. This is going to be a controversial one, but to me, Master Chief has this. When we're talking about equipment and weapons, the Doomslayer has a great arsenal. But compared to the Master Chief, I don't think there's really anything that special. At least not in regards to anything Master Chief hasn't faced before. You look at the arsenals like the combat shotgun, the super shotgun, the heavy cannon, chain gun. It's these type of weapons that, while brutal and while efficient and super powerful, they're really not anything that Master Chief hasn't faced. Case in point, if we're talking about the BFG, Master Chief has his own sort of answer to such weaponry, and that's the Promethean weapons, like the incendiary cannon, the binary rifle, the scatter shot, the heat wave, and the cinder shot. These are all weapons that essentially can do the same thing that the BFG can do, but it can do it at a greater distance. Especially when we're talking about something like the binary rifle. I don't think the Doomslayer, in his nigh immortal state, has any defense against what these weapons are packing, which is essentially antimatter. I don't think the Doomslayer has an actual counter for that, or has had to contend with something like that. I don't know if he has any resistance to this. If he does, please let me know. I would love to hear this. But when you look at the Doomslayer, a lot of his weapons share an ammo pool. The heavy cannon shares ammunition with the chain gun. The plasma rifle shares the same ammunition type as the ballista. The shotgun, as well as the combat shotgun, obviously share the same ammo. The pistol is just pathetic. But if the Doomslayer can just pick up a firearm off of the corpse of a dead Marine stationed on Mars or Earth and immediately go hog wild fighting hordes of demons, I don't think there's really anything that special about these firearms. I guess the runes and the mods that you can equip to these weapons and unlock are definitely a factor, but I just don't think that it's enough, especially when compared to the wider arsenal that Master Chief would be bringing. Not all of these weapons are instantly lethal, mind you, but they have more strategic purposes, like the energy pistol. You're not winning like a quick draw or a shootout with this anytime soon, but its usage would be in overloading or short-circuiting electronic equipment, devices, and I can see that playing a factor in something like, if the Doomslayer has shields to begin with, removing those. Short-circuiting maybe some of the Slayer's more powerful weapons, like the Crucible. That could possibly short-circuit, or even the chainsaw. At most, the weapons like the ballista, the plasma rifle, the Gauss cannon, those could be taken down. Even maybe the BFG could be taken down by an overloaded plasma charge. That would be very awkward for the Doomslayer. And to add to Master Chief's further extensive arsenal, he has a lot more options when it comes to long-range weaponry. Now, Master Chief isn't carrying everything on him at all times. I get that. And speaking of close range, no. I think Master Chief's biggest concern at that point wouldn't be like the shotguns, the Crucible, the chainsaw. It would be just the sheer brute strength and fury of the Doomslayer. And on a side note, another factor I feel that needs to be addressed are the equipment both combatants would use. I know the Doomslayer has that flamethrower, he has the retractable blade, I can't remember their names off the top of my head, and the that turret thing also launches frag grenades. Okay, but Master Chief also has his own array of equipment. What we find in the campaigns, I think even there, Master Chief still takes an advantage, not through brute force, but again through strategy and tactics. Master Chief can utilize cloaking technology, he can utilize tracking technology. Both of them have their own version of the grappling gun, but when we're talking about the arsenals of both combatants, both of them are tailored to each character's specific needs. The Doomslayer is a bull in a china shop. Every weapon he uses is designed to destroy and annihilate. Master Chief uses strategy and tactics, as I'm going to be saying a lot more, especially with our next category. And it's not necessarily about the firepower, devastation, or destruction, even though he still has that option. But I think it's the variety and the options that the Chief's arsenal present that would give him this advantage, and possibly could compensate for the sheer physicality difference between these two characters. Tactics. Master Chief is a strategist, and when paired with either Cortana or the weapon AI from Halo Infinite, he's able to analyze and calculate things, conceive of battle plans, tactics at speeds beyond human comprehension. He is a soldier, he is a tactician, he is what Captain America wishes he could be. Whereas the Doomslayer is a bull in a china shop. I'm not saying he's stupid, but his approach to combat tends to be more direct and to the point. There's not really much strategy and tactics in Doom or Doom Eternal, at least when compared to what we see in Halo. So for the category or the factor of tactics, I give this to Master Chief. Which brings us to our last factor here, speed. It doesn't matter how powerful you are with your bare hands, nor does it matter how powerful your weapons are. If you cannot hit the other person, if you cannot close in and take out your target, then your weapons, your brute strength won't mean anything. Speed is one of the most critical factors in this fight, whether you wish to realize it or not. And right off the bat, physically speaking, the Doomslayer is faster. I think he can manage to keep up and maybe even surpass Master Chief in terms of speed. But one factor that we cannot ignore is the reactionary speed and just how fast Master Chief's mind works. Especially when he has an AI which can formulate and calculate thousands of solutions for problems within mere milliseconds. So, physically speaking, let's say Doomslayer is faster. Reaction-wise, Master Chief is faster. So, tie? That's the best conclusion I can sort of give you, dear viewers, in this instance. Now let's just look back and see how everything breaks down. Strength, Doomslayer. Durability, it can go either way. It'll be interesting to see how Deathbow rules on this. If we're going by Doom lore, then the Doomslayer is way more durable. But if we're going by what we see in game, I think Master Chief is more durable. Arsenal, Master Chief, without a doubt. Master Chief has, in my opinion, better weapons, better gear. Tactics, Master Chief, without question. Finally, speed, too close to call. Again, it's in the same category as durability. Do we look at the Doomslayer in the context of the game or in context of power scaling? Because that really does shape how this debate will go. But I do want to say that for as powerful as the Doomslayer should be, and he rightfully is powerful, don't let me take that away from him, I do think Master Chief does stand a chance. I won't say that Master Chief would win every single match, but I think there is a fair argument in case to be made that this isn't as one-sided as the internet seems to think. But what do you, dear viewers, think? Do you think I'm talking out my ass, or do you think I have a little bit of credibility here? Do you think that I might be onto something? Please let me know. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys, well, not seeing you, but watching whether these assumptions are correct or not when Doomslayer versus Master Chief is released this Sunday. I'll look forward to seeing it with you guys then. Please take care and be kind to yourselves.